That is cool, but it's huge. It's huge. Oh, look at it. It's got little drawers. Oh,
130 drawer hardware cabinet, 1901, out of Irwin, Tennessee. Here's the maker's tag right here, A.R. Brown. Brass tag there, A.R. Brown, Irwin, Tennessee, patented May 7th, 1901. Just in, folks. So Albert Brown came up with the idea for this as he was traveling with his wife by horse and buggy. He was a traveling hardware salesman who worked in eastern Tennessee and western North Carolina. And he came up with this brilliant idea. Then he developed it and opened a factory in Irwin, Tennessee, and manufactured these from the beginning of the 20th century all the way up to through the 40s. So this was apparently the first design. It was very boxy, as you can see. Later, they had cut corners. This was known as the Brown's Perfection screw and bolt combination. And they originally sold for $177 back in the day. Amazing piece of preserved Americana, industrial Americana. There you go. 130 drawer hardware cabinet. Check this out. You got the little dinky drawers. That one's divided. Most of them aren't. Most of them are like that. Ooh, little drawers there. Then you got a little bit bigger drawers. And you got longer drawers here. And the opposing drawers are short on two sides. Ingenious design. Got the label holders on just about every single drawer, it looks like. I saw one. Looks like one missing. Well preserved, early American industrial furniture. Great piece. It's in two parts. This lifts off. There's a metal pipe or spindle that this rotates on with a platform that sits on here. So it's manageable. We got it in here. And this one here just needs a little screw or tack. We'll get that straightened out. These are made out of steel. The cabinet is made out of oak. Here on display at 333 West 52nd Street, New York, New York, at our Midtown showroom, just in. This thing is not going to last. We've had a couple of these in the last year, and they flew out of here. So if you're interested, don't delay to contact us. Best thing to do is pick up the phone and call us. And as always, thank you for looking.
We actually purchased this before we knew exactly what it was. Chris and I both have a love of multiple drawers, cubbies, and so after finding out the history of it, though, of course, his is gorgeous, the one in New York. This one is a project piece, unfortunately. This was left outside, well loved, apparently. It's over 120 years old. So is Chris up to the task of restoring this to a usable state? Right now it is not a usable state.
Piece that we got the other day at the auction, and I actually counted up how many drawers are supposed to be in this. Is 130. So this is the base unit, and I've got to figure out some kind of like a Lazy Susan that will fit on there to make it so it spins, the top spins. The first thing that I have to do, or that I'm going to do, and I probably should have done this when I took out all the drawers and emptied them, is sort them out so they're the right size. As you can see, there's small ones for different spots, bigger ones for other spots. Even these drawers that look the same, one is much bigger than the other. So I need to figure out which ones, because I'm guessing there's probably like 10 of them that I'm going to have to rebuild, or just make completely. A lot of them have to be rebuilt.
To get this piece, that he did not take the time to sort them by size, It was just get them out, make sure that we didn't bring anybody home from the auction inside, because yes, that was probably stored in a barn. This was from a old hardware general store that the family had decided that had closed years ago. They were selling off all the stuff that was in the building because the building was sold. And so this was one of the pieces that was found inside. And he was willing to tackle quite a project. No, it was not given away. He paid $675 for this piece at auction in this state. That means others saw the value in this piece also. And honestly, the other people that were bidding, were they planning on restoring it? Now, as you see, it's not going to be restored to the oak finish as the gentleman that you saw at the beginning of the video. This one maybe was the poor man's version that was painted, or some way along the lines of his life it was painted. So hopefully we can match up the paint, but there's a lot of work to do on this piece before it can even get to paint.
Base unit, and I don't have enough of the hardware for all the small bins that go up above. So what I was hoping I can do is remove the hardware off of these, and as I build and fix the ones that are missing these pieces, the handles and the placards, I can sit there and replace it. So that is what I'm doing. Unfortunately, these are a lot harder to get off. This cabinet is, well, according to the plaque, it's 125 years old. And I'm assuming these are the original pieces of hardware that were on there. So they have been on there for a while. No, this one was not bad at all. I've had some that I basically just ripped out the screws. So this one is coming off pretty easy. Hopefully that's a trend that's going to continue. Yeah, these little placards, some of them still have the number system on it that they had. Not sure what 14 by 3/4 is, unless it's metric. Now this is one that I've been working on. They actually added some WD-40. I think it's just the screw heads are seized onto the metal frame. Nope, not yet. All right, so I've got to fix all of these. These pieces actually sit in these grooves in here to help guide the drawers, but a lot of them are broken. So I'm going to take, and this works out that it's just the right thickness, this piece of pallet wood and rip them down to this thickness here, and then cut them down to the right length. I've got all the cross pieces in now, and I've actually tested them out with the drawers, and they slide in just like they're supposed to. And there's no wonky. Before it was, because there was nothing here, it would tilt down in the back until it got totally seated up there. So now it should keep them nice and straight.
Yep, due to the age, some of the wood is brittle. The conditions that it was kept in, man, wouldn't you love to found that piece at the beginning of this video in the state that it was, like he did. But this is the pieces that we get to find. So just trying to piece them back together, see what's savable. Of course, you want to use as much as the original as you can, because that's just hard to match that beautiful patina.
I'm just using a brass brush.
$19.01. Hello. So cool.
Is that July 7th?
May 7th.
May 7th?
May 7th.
So it's almost 125 years old.